Blink. Uh, that, Hi, Yak, it's me. More of me yakking at you. Sorry about that. And again, like I said, I wish we were in class together so we could have this conversation. Um, Again, I know some of you might feel really uncomfortable with some of these words, with some of these terms, with just the idea. Yeah, I get it. Okay. But I really think it's important that rather than running away with our discomfort, we kind of find out why. We want to learn more, find out why we feel what we feel. Again, and I think about the media. I'm glad we had that unit first before we went into race. And then we're going to go into gender and sex. And again, thinking how the media feeds our brain. Feed. Remember that book, Feed? Feeds our brain this diet of stuff that's not necessarily factual, that's trying to sell something more often than not. And what images do we get about different races, about sex, about genders via the media? Okay, so the other video was this big long PowerPoint, a lot of definitions, blah. Again, just a lecture. Sorry, but I have to get those terms to you some way, right? Right now, what I'm going to do is just kind of share a video with you, and I'll put it up in Google Classroom too. It's called a privilege walk. And before I taught values, they used to do a privilege walk in values. And I'll tell you, they have everyone in class line up in a large area, and then they ask questions. And sometimes they'll say, cross to the other side of the room, blah, 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 blah. In case of this, I got to get rid of that. And some, let's see. Ooh. So I should probably share the screen. Yeek. And there's a lot of questions. So I'll just do this present and I'll show you a window. Okay. So here's a thing that they would ask the class. They would ask the class and they would say, okay, and walk to the other side of the room or take a step, whatever, if it's true, right? I have never been discriminated against because of my skin color. I've never been the only person of my race in my room, right? We go downtown. I don't rely on public transportation. I've never felt unsafe because of my gender. I have never taken medication for my mental health. I've never been shamed for my religious beliefs. On and on and on and on and on. And they're very interesting, the privilege questions. I really think they are. Sometimes though, I'll go back to me and we don't have to present that now. Well, whatever. And they're interesting. However, they could be done a different way. Like, I speak 2 languages. I know a lot about my culture, But anyway, I digress. So values. My son was taking values. He's almost 25 now. Anyway, he was in at the same classroom as MDM, but it was something, I think it was, MMA. Anyway, one of the questions they asked for the privilege question was, my parents are divorced. And he was the only one in the class with divorced parents, which is kind of surprising to me, that he had to walk across the room. And he said at the time, and his teachers are like, oh, and afterwards they're like, oh, I hope it didn't make you feel uncomfortable. I was like, no. He said, honestly, at the time, he's like, I know that it was painful to watch you and dad go through a divorce, but we're all so much happier because of it. And my sister knew it was the right thing to do. He's like, I was just felt uncomfortable that other people were looking at me and feeling sorry for me. Anyway, I don't know if it's a result of that, but Values has been told, nope, no more privilege walk. It makes too many people feel uncomfortable, feeling judged. It could be a little bit shaming for them, make this public declaration. So we don't do that anymore. And there have been kids in class like, oh, I want to still do it and everything else. It's kind of tough because, maybe what other people's stuff isn't your business. I don't know. So anyway, we don't do that. So I'm going to share this YouTube video with you and watch it with you. So I've got to go back to this, right? And I've got to do present again. so good at this stuff. All right. So, okay, so let's do this and we're going to watch this. And it's called What is Privilege? And it's the three.
To walk miles just to get water. All I have to do
All I
is
have
turn
to do
on
is
the
turn on the
faucet.
faucet.
That's
That's
privilege.
privilege.
And again, people get uncomfortable with this idea of privilege.
If you have ever tried to change your speech, if you were embarrassed about your clothes or how, if you never think twice about calling
So this one is more like a race,
I
like who's
think
the finish
privilege
line.
is when some people have some things and other people don't have things.
I feel privilege is something that you don't even really have control over. I think it'd be silly for me to say I have a amount of privilege, considering like the country I live in, and the job I get to do, and the college I was allowed to go to.
I suppose being a white male will help me get somewhere towards the front, but I'll take a few steps back from being gay.
I don't think I'll make it to the front. I think I'll maybe be in the middle. That's just a gut feeling I have.
If your parents work nights and weekends to support your family, take one step back. If you can show affection for your romantic partner in public without fear of ridicule or violence, take one step forward.
If you were embarrassed about your clothes or house while growing up, take one step back. If you have ever been diagnosed as having a physical or mental illness or disability, take one step back. If you have ever been bullied or made fun of based on something you can't change, take one step back. If you get time off for your religious holidays, take one step forward.
Never thought of that one, right?
From a supportive family environment, if you can see a doctor whenever you feel the need, if you're able to move through the world without fear, if you got loans for your education, there were more than 50 books in your house. So these are your final positions.
How lonely to be the person in the back, right?
I think it felt kind of strange for everyone.
It's a hard thing to discuss or even reflect on. It was very awkward. I think when you can represent it so visually like this and so immediately, it definitely takes on a new form.
I think we were like all joking around. Beginning was pretty lighthearted, and as soon as the questions started coming in, the mood shifted immediately, and we all kind of, it was just silent.
Just looking back and seeing like a bunch of people behind you is not a good feeling.
It's like weird how you want to like hold on to explaining a certain privilege. Like, oh, but that's not actually me because like I had to work really hard for that. So it's weird to like take a step forward when you feel like you're taking a step forward with someone else, but you wear a lot of the baggage of like
how those things were
how this things were hard. It was like
more emotional
than I thought it would be.
It reminded me of when they talk about slavery in high school, and you feel like angry for a few days, but then you just realize like this is how it is.
For me, it was kind of frustrating almost to look back and see how much further some people were behind me, and realizing that, you know, a lot of that stuff, no amount of hard work or even legislation can make up that gap. It's interesting being an Asian American because you're not really sure where you fall on the spectrum of privilege.
I know that for me, one of the reasons I ended up so far back is that there were questions around safety as an African American, as a woman, as a gay woman. There are just so many different ways that I don't feel safe.
I feel like I was just learning to be grateful for what you have. You know, we're in such a huge society where it's always complaining about what you don't have. It just shows you that for some families, like each family, you're meant to do better. My grandparents did good, my parents did good, and I'll do even better.
I do think if you're not like aware of privilege, you should do this exercise, but it's more complicated.
All right, so you saw that that privilege book. I said that was kind of a different one where it's not going across the room and then coming back, but this idea of taking steps forward for something that's a mark of privilege in our society and taking a step back that's not. And I'm going to do a quarantine journal topic for you about that privilege walk, and you should think about how you would feel doing that. How you would feel that doing that. Where do you think you might end up being in it? How would you feel if you were in the very back? How would you feel if you're in the very front? Would you feel like, oh, it's not that bad, like I'm not that lucky? How would you feel? Would you want to be in the middle? You know? And that idea of privilege just keeps moving on. And I guess what I'm saying is, it's like I said, so sticky, and it's weird having this one-sided conversation without being able to talk with you. I don't think anyone's asking you to feel guilty or ashamed of the luck you have, the privileges you have, the luck you have. Not at all. I think the idea is to realize that for some people, they don't have that luck or that privilege. So asking them, remember going back to that word meritocracy, if everyone just works hard enough, well, it's not a level playing field. That privilege kind of walk proves that it's really not a level playing field for everybody, right? So it might take someone that much harder to be successful, working that much harder than the person who's already in the front of the line. Okay, so again, no one's asking you to feel guilty or to feel bad or to feel ashamed. Not at all, not at all. The idea is to understand that there's a whole lot. The world is really complicated. There's a lot of people experiencing different stories. Things aren't just black and white. It's mostly gray. And to just understand, and again, going back to that, just because you may not see racism or discrimination happening does not mean it doesn't exist, okay? So, serious topic, serious day. Hopefully we'll make things a little bit more, still serious, but also celebrating different races over the next 2 weeks too. All right, so thanks for listening. Sorry, 2 videos of me today. So it's just this and then quarantine journal writing, and then you are done for today. Thanks for listening to me. I miss you so much. Bye.